Let's create histograms, and I don't know who doesn't love to do this. So just a quick refresher on what a histogram is. It's a bar graph, but it's a special kind of bar graph where the bars actually touch. And they touch because we have continuous data, right? There's not a clean break. We're not talking about red cars and blue cars where there's no crossover. We're talking about heart rates, right, where we have decimals, right? Maybe your heart is beating at 65 beats a minute, and then it's at 66, and then it's at 65 and a half. We've got these like decimals and fractions in between. So we've got continuous data, bars touching. Your x-axis is going to represent the label of the values, so whether that's heart rates or ounces of water or whatever your continuous data is, and then the y-axis, right, up on the vertical represents the frequency. How many times do things occur? So let's jump in. We've got ourselves a frequency table here that summarizes our data. We've got values 5 through 9, and we have the frequencies that are associated with those. Now, if you look at the graph on the left, I've already got this set up for us, that across the x-axis, so this is the x-axis, we have our values 5 to 9. On the vertical axis, we have the frequency, right? How many times do each piece actually occur within our data set? So you want to make sure you have this all taken care of. Now, one thing that I want to point out is that you may also see like 4-point. You might have these orange values instead of the black values. Now, that shouldn't be alarming because the value between 8.5 and 9.5 is 9. Right? So it just kind of depends on how things are being labeled. Okay, just FYI. Okay, so let's go ahead and get ready to put these up. So just to get started, I'm going to start with my value of 5, and the frequency is 3. So I say, okay, 3 goes up here, so I make myself a bar. Frequency of 3. Next, 6 has a frequency of 6. So I'm going to use this side, and I'm going to go up to 6. So you'll notice that the bars touch. That's key. Then I go to 7. 7 has a frequency of 5. So I go to 5. 8 has a frequency of 7, so I use that to go up to 7. And obviously this isn't perfect because I'm on a pad here, but that works. And 9 is 2, so I'm at 2. The big thing is you want all of them to touch. So you can see I now have a visual representation of what my frequency table shows. So let's do another one. And in this one, I did give us the halves, but it's the same idea. So when I'm looking at this and I say, okay, 4 has a value of 3. Well, 4 lies between 3.5 and 4.5. So we're going to go up to 3 and create our bar. 5 is 0. So that just stays flat on the side. 6 goes to 4, so we go up to 4. 7 is 1, and 8 is 5, so all the way up to 5. Now you might say, well, hey, the bars don't all touch because 5 has a value of 0, but in fact they do touch. They're just touching at that base. So it really makes it important that you don't just skip that value. 5 has an important piece of this because it's continuous. It has to go in order. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have to have that value of 0 there. And 0 is a number. 0 has feelings too. So make sure you keep them in the order. Keep all of your values included. And that gives us our histogram.